Donald Trump just made a series of historically incriminating, devastating, and atrocious admissions that might forever cripple the United States. He made these admissions aboard Air Force One as he was traveling back from Dover Air Force Base in Delaware for the dignified transfer ceremony of the 6 United States soldiers who were killed in the Middle East as a result of Donald Trump's unlawful invasion in Iran. Let me just show you what went down aboard Air Force One. But before showing you that, I want to show you what Donald Trump looked like at the dignified transfer ceremony. You see him right there wearing his white campaign hat. He refused to take off his hat during the entire ceremony. As Governor Newsom said, "Take your hat off, you disgusting little man. Take your hat off. Why are you wearing a hat to this ceremony, the most solemn ceremony that there is in this country?" Anyway, then aboard Air Force One, Donald Trump was asked, as he was flanked by Pete Hegseth and Steve Witkoff, if the United States bombed an elementary school in Manab, Iran, and killed 175 people. Donald Trump lied through his teeth, so then the reporter asked Hegseth, "What do you know?" And Hegseth said, "We're still investigating it." Donald Trump then gave Hegseth the look, and Hegseth goes, "But we would never do that here in the United States. That's what Iran does. They bomb their own civilians." We know right now from multiple points of intelligence, it is essentially undisputed that the United States was the one that struck this elementary school and killed over 150 people, mostly children, mostly little girls, in Manab, Iran. Here, play this clip of what Donald Trump said. Let's play it.
Mr. President, did the United States bomb a girls' elementary school in southern Iran on the first day of the war and kill 175 people?
In my opinion, based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Is that true, Mr. Hegseth? It was Iran who did that?
We're certainly investigating.
Still investigating.
But the only side that targets civilians is Iran.
We think it was done. We think it was done by Iran.
Can you give us an
Because
idea
they're
of...
very inaccurate, as you know, with their munitions. They have no accuracy whatsoever. It was done by Iran.
Then Donald Trump was asked by the press, "Can you let us know what an unconditional surrender means to you when you say Iran needs to unconditionally surrender?" Donald Trump says, "Oh, by that I mean they must cry uncle. When they cry uncle, that will be it." When they cry uncle, what are you, some third grader in sleepaway camp? Cry uncle? What the hell are you even talking about? Cry uncle. Anyway, here, play this clip.
Can you give us an idea of what unconditional surrender looks like to you? I mean, what do you want from Iran?
I said unconditional, not conditional. I said unconditional. It's where they cry uncle, or when they can't fight any longer and there's nobody around to cry uncle. That could happen too, because we've wiped out their leadership numerous times already. So it's if they surrender, or if there is nobody around to surrender, but they're rendered useless in terms of military.
Then Donald Trump is asked whether the United States is targeting civilian infrastructure. Like, did the United States hit a desalination plant because Iran is saying the United States did? And Donald Trump's like, we could do whatever we want because Iran is so bad. We'll do whatever we want. They kill babies, Donald Trump said. So if they kill babies, we'll bomb desalination plants. Here, play this clip.
Very well for you.
Iran today accused the U.S. of hitting a desalination plant in Iran, and they said that might open the door to other strikes on infrastructure, non-military.
Allow us to also open the door to other strikes against them.
Can you respond to that allegation? Did the U.S. hit a desalination?
They are among the most evil people ever on earth. They cut babies' heads off. They chop women in half. What they did, take a look at October 7th. Take a look at what they've done over the last 47 years. So I know nothing about a desalination plant other than to say, if they're complaining about a desalination plant, we complain about the fact that they shouldn't be chopping babies' heads off, okay?
And then Donald Trump is asked, are you worried that you're going to have to go to more of these dignified transfer ceremonies? To which Donald Trump says, That's a part of war. That's just what war is. Here, play this clip.
47 years it's taken to do this, and no president had the guts to do it.
And you're worried you're going to end up coming back to Dover for more of these such dignified transfers.
Sure, I hate to do it, but it's a part of war, isn't it? Who are you with?
And Washington Post.
When you say it's a part of war?
The deaths are part of war, yeah.
Yeah, it's part of war. It's a sad part of war. It's the bad part of war.
In other words, we should expect a lot more of these dignified transfer ceremonies. A reporter then says to Donald Trump, will the map of Iran look the same after all of this is done? And Donald Trump says, probably not. Here, play this clip.
Do you think the map of Iran will look the same?
The war is complicated enough without getting the Kurds involved.
And do you think the map of Iran looks the same after this is all done?
That I can't tell you. Probably not.
Any shipping companies.
And by probably not, what Donald Trump is saying is he's going to carve up Iran, probably take the oil. This is what his goal is for the United States. And he's going to utterly destroy it and bomb it off the map. Now, Donald Trump saying these things and behaving the way he is and conducting the war the way he is with these crimes against humanity, it's actually rallying the people of Iran against the United States. Even people within Iran who may have been sympathetic to the United States are now rallying around the Ayatollahs and the extremist government against the United States. That's actually what's going down. Now, let's talk about what else Donald Trump was asked. Donald Trump was asked, did what you just witnessed, meaning this dignified transfer, does it make you think any differently about the war? And Donald Trump's like, not really. I mean, we're winning. He goes, we're winning the war. We're winning. Here, play this clip.
Did what you just witnessed make you think differently about going ahead with this war or even putting troops on the ground in the Middle East?
We're winning the war by a lot. We've decimated their whole evil empire. It'll continue, I'm sure, for a little while. But very proud of the people, the parents. The parents were so proud of their boy, as they call him, my boy.
What does that even mean, we're winning? Because what I see happening still on an hour-by-hour basis is Iran striking its Arab neighbors who have U.S. interest in those countries and not stopping there. I see the Strait of Hormuz that has not been open for a number of days. I see Qatar shutting down its liquefied natural gas production. I see Kuwait shutting down its oil production. I see the price of gas surging, the price of diesel surging. I see that there's no plan from the Trump regime. I see that China and Russia are helping Iran, and the Trump regime is doing nothing other than removing sanctions from Russia to help Russia make more money and allowing India to buy from Russia and allowing others to buy from Russia. It's utterly pathetic. So Donald Trump's asked, do you have any indications whether Russia is supporting Iran? By the way, folks, it is undisputed now that Russia and China are helping Iran identify coordinates and locations of U.S. troops and assets in order to attack. But here's what Donald Trump says. Here, play this clip.
Mr.
President, can I ask you what Peter asked you a question yesterday? You said it wasn't the right time in that event, but he was asking whether you have indications of whether Russia is supporting Iran somehow in this.
No, I haven't had that. I have had no indication of that whatsoever. If they are, they're not doing a very good job because Iran is not doing too well.
What about the Strait of Hormuz?
What do you mean you have no indication whatsoever? Our intelligence community has ample indication that that is what is going down. So then a reporter asks, well, what would it mean to you then if you found out that Russia was helping Iran target American troops? What would it mean to you, Donald, as the president of the United States? Though it pains me to say that, what would it mean to you if Russia is helping the Iranians kill Americans? Or you would expect the president of the United States to say, well, we're going to stand up to them. If they did that, let them be warned. We're coming at them even. Well, say something. Donald Trump says, well, I guess they'd say we do that to them too, so what can I do? What a pathetic loser this guy is. What a pathetic traitor this guy is. That's why I said at the outset, historically incriminating, historically devastating, historically destructive to what was once the United States of America, a shell in hell of its former self. Here, play this clip.
If they're getting information, it's not helping them much.
What would it mean to you if they were, I mean, even if it's not helping the Iranians particularly much, it's still involving themselves in a conflict that they're not directly?
They'd say we do it against them, wouldn't they? Huh? Wouldn't they say that? We do it against them? I don't know. Look, they can give all the information that they want, but the people they're sending it to are overwhelmed. Russia would be overwhelmed too. Anybody would be overwhelmed. We have the greatest military on earth, and I built it in my first term, and unfortunately, I'm forced to use it now.
A reporter asked Donald Trump, so you worried about gas prices going up? Nah. He goes, nah. Short excursion. Here, play this clip.
I haven't made that determination.
What do you think about gas prices? Gas prices right now? Are you worried about gas prices right now?
No. This is a short excursion into something that should have been done for 47 years. 47 years it's taken to do this, and no president had the guts to do it.
I just want all of you to know, to Donald, you're an excursion. Short excursion is what it is. Just a little, your life, the fact that you can't afford a home right now, the fact that you're getting your health care ripped away, the fact that you can't afford gas, the fact that your life is made miserable by Trump and his Epstein class buds. That's just an excursion while they steal from you, while they rip you off, while they screw you over, this Epstein class. Next, Donald Trump is like, yeah, we wanted the Kurds to do the invasion of Iran, but I don't think I want them anymore to do that. I've ruled it out personally because it's already very complicated. No, the Kurds rejected you, Donald, because you betrayed them. You betrayed them during your first term. You betrayed them 2 months ago in Syria. The Kurds know that Donald Trump throws you under the bus and gets you killed. That's the message you sent when you had al-Jilani, the al-Qaeda leader who now runs Syria, in the Oval Office when you sprayed the guy with perfume, sniffed his neck, you disgusting, you grotesque creature, you, and then you allowed Jilani to take over the autonomous regions controlled by the Kurds. Yeah, those things, Donald, have impact. By the way, buddy, here, play this clip.
Anything else?
Some Iranians are concerned that the Kurds will carve out kind of an autonomous region as they did in Syria and Iraq.
We're not looking to the Kurds going in. We're very friendly with the Kurds, as you know, but we don't want to make the war any more complex than it already is. No.
You've ruled that out?
We don't want, I have ruled it out. I don't want the Kurds going in. I don't want to see the Kurds get hurt, get killed. We've had a good relation. They're willing to go in, but I've told them I don't want them to go in.
Do you think the map of Iran will look the same?
The war is complicated enough without getting the Kurds involved.
More from this exchange between reporters and Donald Trump and this disastrous landing aboard Air Force One. A reporter asked Donald Trump, would you consider using the SPR, the Strategic Petroleum Reserves? And Donald Trump's like, yeah. The strategic reserves? And then a reporter goes, yeah, would you consider using them? And Trump's like, well, Biden used them up. Biden used them all up. Biden's fault. I might replenish them. So what he's acknowledging, what he's admitting, is that our strategic reserves have not been filled up. Not just negligent, intentionally malicious. What was the whole point of Venezuela? Weren't you going to use their oil, Donald? Oh, no. You took it so you can sell it to your rich oligarch friends, make money for yourself, and put it in a Qatari bank account. Because when gas and the price per barrel of oil, crude, of liquefied natural gas, when it was at an all-time low recently, If you were smart, you would have filled up the strategic reserves then. And now we could have actually been making a lot of money if you filled up the strategic reserves when gas was like whatever was $60 a barrel or less. That would have been the right time to fill it up. But anyway, that's what Donald Trump says when he's asked about it.
That'll get healed very quickly.
Would you consider using the SPR or tapping into the SPR at some point?
Strategic reserve?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the one that built them up. Biden used them so that he could get some extra votes in the election. It turned out it wasn't even him that ran, it was Kamala. And she obviously didn't get any extra votes because we won in an absolute landslide. So he shouldn't have used it for that. He used it to I filled it up, and he brought it down to the lowest level it's ever been. We will start at the appropriate time, which is basically a gut instinct. We will start filling up these strategic reserves.
Next, a reporter asked Donald Trump, you said you want to be involved in the selection of the next leader of Iran. Trump's like, yup, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be involved in the selection. Here, play this clip.
But we haven't gone after it, but something we could do later on. We wouldn't do it now. Maybe we'd do it later.
You said you want to be involved in the selection of the next leader of Iran. Can you talk to me?
Well, because I don't want to just come back every 10 years, and mostly you'll have presidents, that won't do that because they don't get it. But we don't want to come back every 5 years or every 10 years and do this. So we want to pick a president that's not going to be leading their country into a war. Do you have any questions for Pete or Steve? Come on up, Pete.
Do you realize that the people of Iran, even if they hate the Ayatollah, some of them, many of them, first off, you betrayed them in January when you told them go out and protest. And then you said you would have their back and you didn't. And thousands were massacred. So let's be clear about that. And then you think that they want you and Netanyahu to be the one who picks the next Ayatollah? You think you're popular in that region? I don't think there's anyone more despised than you and Netanyahu, specifically in that region, but probably throughout the entire freaking world right now. Anyway, that's what he said. Next, Donald Trump is asked, so you still expect up to 6 weeks that this war is going to last? Whatever it takes. Here, play this clip.
You still expect up to 6 weeks total?
I don't know. I never reject that, whatever it takes. But the military is almost non-existent, if you look. We could hit the military itself very hard, but maybe we will, maybe we won't. We haven't made that determination.
What do you think of gas prices?
I know you say whatever it takes, but if you even listen to what your buddies in the Middle East are saying, those royal families who also sold out their countries for you, to help you out because they thought you were going to help them. Nope. Just like your casino note holders, just like your investors and all of the companies that went bankrupt. Don't you guys realize that Donald Trump's whole life is bankrupting things? Don't you see why? Because this is the stuff that he does. This is the stuff that he does over and over again. He bankrupts everything because he is a destructive cancer on this planet. He's literally been put here to destroy and ruin things. That he's literally a walking freaking virus of mass proportions is what he really is. So now you're all screwed over, and listen to what they're saying, Donald, because they're like, we won't be able to survive this. Gas prices are going to be, $150 a barrel? We're all going to be paying $5 a gallon or more soon. Inflation's going to surge to levels heretofore that were, interest rates are never going to be able to drop. This is because of your failures. You are a failure, Donald. You are a loser, Donald. You are a traitor, Donald, and you have destroyed the United States of America in record time, you treasonous traitor. I am so livid at this behavior. So livid at your war crimes, so livid at every aspect about you, you sick, sick thing. Then a reporter asked Donald Trump, have you communicated to this is to Trump and to Witkoff, have you communicated to the Russians, don't kill Americans? And Witkoff's like, I told them, I hope they don't do it anymore. I hope not. Here, play this clip.
Mr. Witkoff, have you communicated to the Russians not to send targeting information and other assistance to the Iranians?
Strongly said that.
And do you believe that they are?
I hope they're not.
Do you see any evidence?
We don't know, but it's not doing very well. If they are, it's not helping much. If you take a look at what's happened to Iran in the last week, if they're getting information, it's not helping them much.
You hope not? That's what you say? You hope not? Then a reporter asked Donald Trump, don't you need ground troops to secure the enriched uranium? Don't you need ground troops? And Trump's like, yeah, we'll figure it out. We're just decimating them. We're decimating them so good right now that we don't even need anything. Here, play this clip.
What are the circumstances where you send in ground troops? How are you thinking about that?
I don't even want to talk about it now. I mean, it's. I don't think it's an appropriate question. You know, I'm not going to answer it. Could there be? Possibly, for very good reason. Have to be very good reason. And I would say if we ever did that, they would be so decimated that they wouldn't be able to fight at the ground level.
Are you thinking about the oil facility there? There's an oil facility kind of on the coast of Iran that could be secured by ground troops. There's been some speculation that could be a target.
Well, I don't know what the speculation is, but I certainly wouldn't be able to tell you that. I'd be in trouble with myself if I told you that.
Mr. President, don't you need ground troops to secure the enriched uranium at the nuclear sites?
We're going to find out about that. We haven't talked about it, but it was a total obliteration. They haven't been able to get to it. And at some point, maybe we will. You know, that would be a great thing. But right now, we're just decimating them. But we haven't gone after it. But you know, something we could do later on. We wouldn't do it now. Maybe we'd do it later.
Then you have Pete Hegseth, you know, reading his like Chat GPT lines. Here, play this clip.
You want to talk about leverage. With every passing day, we have more and more leverage because we have more and more capabilities. We're hitting them harder and harder, and they have less of an ability to defend themselves. So we're pressing the offensive every single day, creating all the leverage the president needs for the outcome he wants.
It sounds like you think they're running out of one or both of the drones and the missiles.
When you look, I mean, they're sending in much less drones. They're being decimated now.
More from Witkoff right here. Here, play this clip.
I think there is. I think that's going to be up to the president. That's what I think. But they didn't seem to be very amenable in those first set of negotiations. You heard what I said. They said we have the inalienable right to enrich. They bragged about having 60% enriched fuel, enough for 11 bombs. And they told me and Jared, we're not going to give you diplomatically what you couldn't take militarily. So, you know, I think they're going to need a change of attitude.
What sort of thing do you want to see in a deal? I mean, do you think you have maximum negotiating leverage at this point?
I think the president has proved that we have.
Iran today accused the U.S. of
a lot of negotiating leverage, maybe maximum, but we're not looking to settle. They'd like to settle. We're not looking to settle.
Iran accused.
By the way, hear what Trump says. We're not looking to settle. They're looking to settle. We're not looking to settle. What do you mean we're not looking to settle? We don't want a resolution. What another ridiculous admission right there. And by the way, did you hear how many times there Donald Trump was saying war? Did you catch it? We're in a war. In a war, this is what happens. War, 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 war. As he tries to have all of his sycophants on Capitol Hill say, we're not at a war. We're doing a special operation, everybody. A special operation, not a war. We're in a war right now, a destructive war, a war that you are causing such grievous harm to our country. Over what? Over what is this even about? What is this about? Because Israel was going to strike first? That's why you did it? That's what Rubio said. That's what you've said. So I'm so angry by these people, by these Epstein class scum. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
New Meidas merch. Head to store.meidastouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.meidastouch.com.